got the whole damn verse spinning around you with open arms. It's a race against time that plunges you deep into the black. What are you gonna do when the void stares back? You'll never stop the revolution. Time to begin your evolution. Take a leap of faith. You gotta break the illusion. You gotta make your own solution. Take a leap of faith. The future's just a void, jump away.
Greetings and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is our Dark Matter campaign, Ghosts of Saltmaw. I am playing Cole Hayden, Human Gunslinger, and we're going to go around and say hi to everybody, find out who they are and who they're playing, starting with Anino. Hello.
Going everyone, my name is Anino, I use he, him pronouns, and for this show I played Rekmara, the Aviora Druid.
Oh yeah, that
also
one.
Uses he, him pronouns.
And now over to Cazimi. Hello.
Hi, I'm Cazimi. I am playing Klangswell Nunu Fritz Holds Bottom Thunderstruck, the Space Gnome.
Excellent, excellent. And now over to May. Hello.
Hi everybody, my name is May. I am playing Lastness Chain Tower. We both use she, her pronouns. She's a paladin, I'm the player.
Good to keep these.
For that clarification.
It's important to keep these things straight.
I thought so.
And now over to Mem. Hello.
Hello everyone, I'm Mem. I am playing Narita Galeen, the Nautilid Witch, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Excellent, excellent. And now I shall hand things over once again to our station master, Alyssa. Hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name is Alyssa, and I play everybody else. So, previously on Ghosts of Saltmaw, wait, housekeeping, safety tools, X card, N card, O card, those are all in play. If we're crossing a line, that's where the X comes in. Type it in the Zoom chat. Make a big X symbol. Or if you're in the moment just freaking out and you have to say, Alyssa, no more spiders, no more zombies, or what have you. It's all good. We'll stop there. Change the subject. Redcon if we need to. And we'll move on. If we're towing the line and you are okay having the subject in the game and don't want a graphic description, that's where the N comes into play. We pan to the fake fireplace, fade to black, and move on. And if you need to check in because things are getting dramatic and it's all good to keep pouring on the drama, that's where the O comes into play. You can proactively put an O in the chat or check in with somebody with an O question mark, and we can all respond as needed. So now that I got that out of the way, last time the party located a hanging tree in the drowned forest on the planet Likshay. Rekmara shot a zombie out of the tree in order to procure the requisite branch they were hired to find and bring back to the Craftsperson's Guild on the space station. And the zombie came to life, and suddenly they found themselves surrounded by half a dozen undead husks and 2 ravenous maw demons full of teeth and grabby hands. Cole overcharged his repeater and disintegrated the first husk. Well, Fritz charged up their newly invented lightning gloves to help Lasnus and Narita begin beating back the rest. Rekmara tried to go and grab the branch from the ground and was suffocated by an assassin vine and rendered unconscious. Narita and Lasnus brought him back, only for Narita to become the vine's next victim. During the combat, the party was aided by a half-orc druid who helped them finish off the rest of their enemies. And Rekmara conjured a healing spirit that looked like an adorable myconid. And so they managed to survive the combat without any further KOs. And afterwards, the half-orc druid informed them that there had been a group of cultists summoning said maw demons in order to further the cause of a supposedly long-dead pirate prince by the name of Sergal. And with that information, they hightailed it the heck out of the drowned forest, back to the Space Ghost. And that's where we pick up. So, what's the plan?
That's an excellent question.
I believe we should probably just drop off the branch and get ourselves paid.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing.
I mean, you know, it's not like two of us are brought to death's door to obtain this one singular branch.
No, it was no problem at all.
I believe it was mentioned that hazard pay would be a thing when we made the original deal.
I believe so.
So there's definitely a need for that. So yeah, I guess we'll probably just go back to the gnome who.
All right.
Point of order, I think we should always put hazard pay in anything that we do.
Yeah.
It would be a really good idea for us.
That would make sense.
Allow a character comment there.
She was named something along the lines of Kankleton. Was that it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I've lost my notes, but that much I remember.
Yep. Chilar Kankleston.
Kankleston, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And she basically said, name your price, because she really wants this branch for some reason.
We didn't clarify that it's not for some nefarious purpose, did we?
Oh, it's probably
it really-
totally for some nefarious purpose. I mean, it's the branch that a murderer was hung from.
Now
How much
that
good
we
can that
know
do?
how poorly this worked out for us, should we give her this branch?
Are we going to do anything better with it? I think being paid is really important right now.
I remember asking her it's for some kind of ritual thing, and I believe she said yes. But
So what are we going to say? We're going to say about
some kind of magical
2,500
component.
credits apiece?
I
Yeah,
forgot
we
how
did-
much we agreed on.
Yeah, we didn't say actual numbers, I think, at the time. We just sort of
No.
said
we'll say-
blah number.
I think that
So however many
2,500
credits are in a
credits
blah.
apiece,
2,500.
2,500 apiece, I think could be a suitable sum for our efforts.
Sure.
12,500 credits.
Figure I'll let this gang go and deal with whatever negotiating they're going to negotiate while I crawl back on off to the archives to go look up a couple of things again.
Right toe. Also possibly the left toe. Let me go over here. Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah. Alright. Yes, we'll do that.
To the station. And Cole, are you gonna collect the payment?
I will definitely go to collect the payment.
Hey,
I'll help.
I would also like to attend the negotiations. I feel like
Okay.
with those two, they have a way of going wrong.
I could be bad cop. You could be good cop, Cole.
Trying to remember how that works.
Interrogation.
All right.
Whatever hand wavy number
Well.
you want to say that you quoted her when you left.
That's fair. Well, yeah, that's the thing is that Cole probably would have a better idea of what hazard pay looks like than Jim does. And so, unfortunately, Jim has not yet grasped the economics of the dark matter setting.
Yeah.
So he's not sure what sounds reasonable and what sounds ridiculous.
Well, is there a particular purpose that you are looking to acquire money for? I can give you a price range, and maybe that will help.
Oh yes, actual purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose.
Well, is there something you're looking to spend this paycheck on?
No, I'm still stumbling over the concept of purpose.
Oh, okay.
Several healing potions.
Healing is good.
Oh, is that all?
Items, helpful items.
Weapons.
Yeah.
I think we're definitely in the stage of somewhere between collect underpants and profit, in that.
Yeah,
section.
somewhere in there, in that question mark.
2,500 sounds like a lot. I don't know if it's unreasonable
But
amounts
if
of a
you
lot.
start upgrading your ship,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need that much money.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's very true.
so I guess enough
I think-
to upgrade.
I'm fine to go with 2,500. Just and say that
Each.
that's
Each.
2,500 apiece.
okay.
2,500 per capita. And
Plus one capita for the ship itself.
Who's transport fees?
Hey,
so wait, there's like an additional. So there's an additional share that goes toward the ship.
yep.
So what we're talking about is instead of 12,500, we're talking about more like 15,000
15,000, yeah.
for this magical stick. Yeah, I mean, if she's willing to pay it.
If it's for making magic items are not cheap. So
That's true.
She's probably.
Oh
good
yeah, that's
for
right.
it.
That is how you upgrade ships in this setting. That's right.
No.
That's how they upgrade ships in this setting.
That's not how Fritz upgrades ships.
That's how most
not how
people
Fritz
upgrade
does
ships in this setting.
We should ask.
Which may be how we end up with our edge here, because we can bank on everyone else having really expensive magic tech, and Fritz knows the end around for the tech.
That's true. Actually, that'll come in handy if we end up having to go into any of those zones that don't have magic.
Gosh.
And while it's not a big, huge thing, but I do have good engineering training as being a dwarf, so we do have a lot of mechanic strength between Fritz and me. Excuse me.
We asked for 20,000.
This number just keeps going up. What's happening?
If we gotta haggle,
Okay,
we haggle
so
down.
I sense there's some haggling going on. Who would like to roll the persuasion check?
I think that
I'll do it.
Narita is the best choice.
Do I get to add my little persuasion bonus thing?
Yes, you do.
Okay, great. Because otherwise it would be really.
I'm sorry. I just have
you
to.
got it.
I just have to mention this thing that came that is in our private chat that has said we send the branch twig by twig until they pay us what we want. That Mage just wrote in chat. That's so wonderful.
Here's a sliver of bark. The next sliver of bark will come if you don't send payment in full. 16.
Paladin, right?
I'm gonna blame this on everyone but me if it didn't work. That was with my +4 persuasion, so it's real sad.
Okay. As long as you rolled higher than a 2, you win.
Oh, holy crap!
Oh. Okay. Great.
Oh, she really wants this branch.
We did not ask for enough. We could have gotten more.
I get this terrible feeling we're about to unleash something horrible on the station.
I
by
know, the
selling
more
this branch.
I was just like, how high could we have gone, and how bad is it going to be?
We're not really attached to this place, are we? Now that we have a ship, we can go anywhere we want.
Unless the tree attaches us to this place.
All the more reason to leave sooner than later.
Ship has a gun on it, so
Maybe 2, depending on how we upgrade.
It's kind of remarkable.
your paycheck.
Is she still looking for people to go down and recover the fireplaces and wood paneling?
Maybe, but the station probably has a cleanup crew they could send to do that.
Yeah, probably. That'd probably be considerably cheaper than sending us.
Now that you have taken care of the smuggler problem.
I'm just looking through the Dark Matter book, and if we wanted to blow all 20,000 on in one thing, we could get teleporters.
Good. Bear in mind, your ship currently has a class 1 dark matter engine, and it goes up from there.
Oh my god.
Do we have a 3D printer on our ship?
We've got Fritz. We don't need a 3D printer. Fritz has the magic bag of everything.
True.
Yes.
I can get you an Alexa.
I can't say that too loud or mine will start asking questions.
Okay, everybody starts shouting so that it starts coming through my system.
Like
Sorry for
to
that,
order
out of
500
character.
rolls of toilet paper. Confirm order.
Oh golly, I did have a question about this.
Yeah.
It flew out of my head.
Okay.
It's a good question.
If it comes back, let me know.
If it comes back, it is yours. It doesn't. It never was.
Never. Actually, is there anything in particular that the ship needs, like it doesn't have, or whatever it does have is really, really run down? I feel like we're about to start a venture, like in reality, when you get a boat. Like the two happiest days are the days that you buy the boat and the day that you sell the boat. So.
There's a lot of things that it doesn't have. It has. Let me look at the. Let me look at the stats for the ship, and I can tell you how much room it has for upgrades.
Good, I was playing The Sims over the weekend, so have my spatial engines all fired up.
All right. So you can install 2 additional weapons and up to 5 systems.
What systems do we have now?
Currently, you have comms, life pods, life support, sensors, shield generator, and an umbilicus for boarding other ships.
Okay, thank you. Like for the babies?
It's a tube, you know, like at an airport.
Right.
It's for all those eggs. We seem to be doing the egg thing.
Maybe
Oh, my
that helps.
babies.
We have comms, life pods,
Exactly.
life support.
It has served you well.
In terms of the life pods and life support, in the event of an emergency, is there enough for all of us, or like do
Yes.
Fritz and I have to like sit on one on each other's shoulders?
No, there
Okay.
is one for every person that the ship can hold.
Okay.
Like, if you start bringing on refugees with standing room only, no. But there is, it typically holds 3 crew members and 6 passengers. So you have 9 life pods.
I'd suggest, if we're thinking about order of upgrades that we want to either do or save toward, upgrade engine, upgrade armor, and then upgrade to a second weapon.
That's what I was thinking. Speed, defense, and then eventually assault.
More assault.
Yes. Because sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. Star Scout's name.
I find that ironic.
How
find that hard to
often do they
believe.
say discretion is the better part of valor?
Not often at all, for sure.
Not often enough.
If we were to fit a second engine on this ship, is that a possibility? Like this ship can handle it? It has outputs enough for it?
With enough time and money, you could upgrade the dark matter engine. Yes.
Okay.
You
Are we
could potentially upgrade your impulse engines as well.
what class ship are we again?
Brigand. In the miscellaneous ships in the dark matter book.
Thought we were a schooner.
So what's the fastest engine that we could upgrade to? We're class 1 right now, right?
Yeah, class 1 right now. Dark matter engines. It goes up to class 10.
I mean, you'd probably need a little structural reinforcement in order to jam a class 10 in here. It's kind of like,
Probably.
you know, throwing a 1,000 horsepower engine into a Pinto, but
Currently, your class 1 dark matter engine you can jump 800 light years. it would theoretically take you 63 days to cross the entire galaxy.
Doable, just a little slow.
And that's assuming you're just using your own engine and not using the Maw network.
Hmm.
Those sound like less than, and I'm not making a pun here, I swear, less than stellar times.
Yeah, this is just your very basic entry-level dark matter engine.
I said I wasn't making a pun.
Can we afford a Class 3 engine?
I am looking for those numbers right now. Upgrading a dark matter engine. Okay. Can upgrade a ship's dark matter engine by 1 class or install a class 1 dark matter engine into a ship that doesn't have any, with 7 days of work and a cost in materials and labor as shown in the dark matter upgrade table. So to go up to the next class, it would be $12,500 credits.
Nice. And I think Fritz would be more than happy to take that particular challenge on as a technologist specialist in power and propulsion systems.
Yeah, and that's the transport class, which is class 2. To bring it up to a Corvette, it would be 25,000 credits.
Yeah. Well, we have to do one at a time, though.
Yeah.
And even if we were going from a 1 to a 3, there would be an upgrade period to get to a 3. So.
Yeah.
Would that upgrade period be shortened by the fact that there's 2 of us on it at the same time? Because I have proficiency with technology skill and ship maintenance tools?
Perhaps.
Either that or it will lower the total cost because we don't have to have the labor cost.
Right.
And I seem to recall someone recovering a void crystal from a dark matter engine on the planet Chiron. So.
Oh yeah.
We still have that? We didn't do something with that? I guess we didn't.
No, it's been tucked away.
Just hanging out on our ship with the lobster.
It was not mentioned as being handed over to the garrison or anything like that. So
nope.
You have
it's not
a
even
void
mentioned
crystal,
in the, yeah.
and you have a mysterious, like, purple metallic shard of something that has not been identified.
Wait, where did we get this?
From the Sahuagins when they were doing the ritual to rip open a portal to their doom.
Right. Hear me out, everyone.
I'll grab that.
It wasn't just their doom.
What if we open said portal to everyone's doom?
Let's not do that.
That depends.
I'm okay with that.
Nobody really knows what that crystal is or what it does, and the Sahuagin were being manipulated by an aboleth, so...
What if we get our own aboleth, guys?
Escalation!
That sounds like a good idea.
Does she have a brainworm in her?
They have an aboleth.
Let's talk about brainworms
We need an
a lot,
aboleth.
you know?
She might.
For someone who doesn't like brainworms, she does talk about them a lot, so.
Chaos.
Yeah.
I know you're not a brainworm. I know you're real. Yeah, we should probably at least find out what that purple thing is. It's probably not healthy to be carrying around unidentified purple things.
Yeah.
I could work with Fritz putting that the engine together, or preparing it for a better one.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll buckle down and start doing and start counting
Do
down our
any of
7
you
days on
have
that.
the ability to identify the purple thing?
What would help us to identify purple thing?
Yes.
If you have the identify spell, or if you
We're not that kind
wanna,
of magician.
if you want to pay somebody to do it,
Also, no, I don't.
maybe you could talk somebody into doing it. Lasness made some friends at the Spacers Guild Hall.
Oh no.
They were so nice.
You could ask them if they know where to get a thing identified.
I do have detect good and evil, and I think as a paladin, do my other spells act like a spell book? Like I can do them with research and time?
If you have spells that are classified as ritual spells, then I would say yes.
Let me just take a quick look if that's okay.
So, if we by any chance start looking for a freelance wizard or other person who has the ability to identify things in an arcane fashion, could I perhaps use something like an inversion of my Watcher's Eye feature, which will normally allows me to pick out dens of criminal activity? Could it be a thing where it's like, there's no criminal activity here, therefore...
Right? The I know a guy feature?
Yeah, kind of. Actually, this would be more of, I don't know a guy, therefore...
I don't know a guy?
Therefore,
Must be
this guy
okay.
is probably okay.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I can't help,
You
but I
can't
tried.
help. Okay.
I can check to see if it's good or evil, so I'd like to do that.
That might help narrow things down a bit.
That's what yeah, I think I'll start with that. Hey, can I see the purple thing?
I don't have it.
Who's got it?
Thought Rekmara had it.
Do you still have the purple thing, Rekmara?
He has been known to have purple things.
I thought Narita had it.
You know who has it,
Wait.
then.
Do I have the purple thing? Let's see.
Certain little goldfish robot with his little grabby hands behind his back.
Does Ted have it? Did I have it? I don't remember.
You're gonna believe Ted?
Ted. Ted, where's the crystal thing? What if I trade you some wires for the crystal?
Ted hands over something that looks a little bit like this. And he'll take the wires and he'll start snipping them and then sticking them through grapes.
So precious and pure. I love Ted.
Got little toothpick-sized wires stuck into grapes.
Well, So,
Victim
Lazarus, if
Ted
you'd like
dwarves.
the little Ted hors d'oeuvres.
Dwarves.
Also, Narita needs to be more careful with unknown crystals and things. If grabby hands, Ted can get it. All right, so Narita will give the crystal to Lasnus. It's feeling like if Ted didn't manage to explode the entire world with it, hopefully Lasnus won't.
It's a lot of hope. Let's see if it works out. So, Lasness takes the purpley crystal and murmurs a little word, and then it starts glowing and rotating and hovering above her hands, and it changes color to this pinky blue color. So beautiful, isn't it? It is so beautiful. I love it. And she finds out if it's evil or good. What would you like me to roll?
Don't think you have to roll anything. It
Nice.
just happens with that one. Because that's like a radius effect, right?
Yes.
So you're focusing on the little crystal at the moment. It is neutral, celestial.
Okay. I've got good news. It's probably not going to kill us. I mean, like, we could try, or we could mess up, but it's not, like, bad in that way. It's neutral and celestial origin. And then it stops glowing pinky blue and goes back to being purple. She returns it to Narita. Thanks.
I have a brief reality question that I just want to make sure that I understand. Is there a difference between the purple thing and the crystal that was being used in that ritual? Are those two different things, or are those the same
it's
thing?
It's the same thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
The crystal, like the purple crystal, metallic crystal shard that was stolen from pirates, and also the void crystal from the dark matter. So there are two crystals.
Okay.
But right now we're discussing the stolen purple one.
All right. Good. That's. I just wanted to make sure that that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure I had
Yes.
that straight in my head
Yes.
because sometimes things merge. Okay. All right. So should we?
I will say, Rekmara, if you are here watching this, it probably looks familiar to you.
Really?
Yeah. It looks not dissimilar to the crystals that you hand out when you are doing your ability score increases to your party.
Huh.
When you're handing out buffs.
May I see that?
Narita hands him the crystal.
What was that spell again?
What spell?
Oh, I don't know. Just trying to figure out.
He's just
Identify?
staring into space. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't have a spell.
Rekmara is stalling for time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he needs a spell to identify the spell.
Spell catalog.
I guess Rekmara will attempt to cast Druidcraft on it and see if it reacts.
I just hope we don't end up with a portal in the middle of the ship.
Is there any particular effect you were trying to give it with your druidcraft, or just generally channeling magic into it?
Maybe a natural sensory effects.
Okay. You channel your druidic magic into it, and it shifts. Its facets sort of split a little and turn like a Rubik's Cube. And there's a little bit of clicking. And then it goes back to its sort of neutral.
So it went from this to this, and then back to this, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
It's fun.
Oh.
Oh?
I'm going to need to take this to somebody.
Oh.
This is druid business.
Oh.
Do you have an idea of what it is?
I do. It's likely a sliver of the obelisk.
Do the rest of
Sounds
us know the
ominous.
importance of that?
Probably not. Actually, probably Fritz does, but
Fritz might.
yeah.
You can all roll history checks to see if you know anything. But I don't think Rick Mara has mentioned it before.
We
Well,
can
no,
do both history and
because
arcana.
Yeah, Arcana will work too.
Oh,
10.
10.
19
19.
and 4, 23.
Okay. Fritz, you have definitely heard about this. Given your interest in technology, and especially Vect technology,
Mm-hmm.
there is a particular circle of druids that have devoted themselves to the study and the search for a large traveling obelisk or cube that according to legends flies through space and sparks evolution on various planets. Some people think that it might be the source of all evolution in the galaxy.
Interesting. Fritz probably knows that in relation to tales about the silver disc and the origins of the gnomes. But yeah, interesting.
I rolled a 19. Is what I know similar to what Fritz knew?
Yep, similar to that. You know it's you've heard about the obelisk. Fritz, beyond that, you would also know that some people believe that it was a shard of the obelisk that caused the Vect to become sentient.
Very interesting.
So this thing was just called the obelisk. And we think perhaps this is a piece of the obelisk.
Of it. Nobody knows what the obelisk is or where it came from.
In dwarven culture, we believe fragments of that are bricks, but we call them kubricks. Thank you, Marcy. Thank
Excuse
you.
me a moment.
It's full of stars.
2 weeks we've done that.
Got to keep it rolling.
Must we? Must we?
At any rate,
So
Rek Mara just
where are you taking this?
Rek Mara pockets it carefully into one of his pouches and just says, "This is Druid business now." But he looks around and just says, "Narita can come with."
And
Sure.
Fritz is going to try a sleight of hand to attach a location bug to the hem of Rek Mara's robe, just
Okay.
in case. Oh! I can't show it. It's a
one?
natural one. It's the natural one.
Oh, Rick Mara, how do you react to?
To me trying to bug you
I want to
by
say
falling
that
face first into the back of your robe.
I want to say that Rek Mara manages to redirect the bug to plant on Ted.
Oh, perfect.
And takes his grapes and stuff.
And
Yeah.
and Fritz would never catch it being a natural one, you know.
Honestly.
Definitely
Is Fred
felt to
going
make
with Narita?
contact, but
Yeah.
as far as you know, you succeeded.
No, so as far as I know where Rek Mara is going. But is Ted in fact going with Narita, who is going with Rek Mara right now?
Given that he's sneaky, I was gonna let him stay with his grapes on the ship.
Okay, we'll see what happens. I mean, Ted is going to have his own story here now. He's got his own thing.
Like, why is Rek Mara like just crawling around the walls?
It's very strange.
Rick
we have druids in the walls?
His wild shape.
Yeah, so
Yes, we
Fritz
might.
is actually the idea was to drop the bug and then like go back and check later to see where he went. So it's going to be a while before Fritz figures out that this is not, you know, that there's something like really whack going on here.
Okay.
Do the people who figured out that this is possibly a piece of the obelisk share this with the rest of us, or no?
I think Rick Mara said this might be
Yeah.
a shard of the obelisk.
Oh, okay.
And which got all of us who had any idea what that term was, get the wheels turning.
Gotcha.
I'm going to remember Kubrick's for a while, though.
There are ways to burn it out, I'm sure, if need be. Certain therapies can be undertaken.
Like watching Ted.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, Rick Mara and Narita head off on druid business. Fritz, you said you were going to go to the library. Is there anything
Yes.
particular you're looking to research at the library?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Fritz, besides double checking the how to put in Dark Matter Engine Volume 2, it's going to be checking out anything about the old stories about Sergal and the ship Infinite Tomorrow and the destruction of it, and you know where that was, what they were supposed to be carrying, what was going on with that, and potentially why anyone would think Sergal was either still alive or would pretend that he's still alive.
Okay. So, you have one very excited Epsilon who is eager to assist with the upgrading of your dark matter engine,
Uh-huh.
even though it's not their specialty. They just like taking things apart and putting them back together.
And kindred, you know, we
Yes.
are similar spirits here.
Yeah, you're on the same wavelength.
Oh yeah.
As far as Sergal and the Infinite Tomorrow, several years ago, Sergal sailed through the Black aboard his warship, the infinite tomorrow. Sergal and his crew showed no mercy to those who crossed their paths, killing the crews of those ships that fell prey to them. Sergal was a sorcerer, and his crew was bloodthirsty and skilled in both sailing and killing. Rumor has it that Sergal claimed allegiance to Orcus, the demon lord of the undead. But Sergal eventually met his end just over 10 years ago, as he and his crew were approaching a naval post called Saltmaw to plunder it. A priest garrisoned at the outpost implored the god of sea and sky for mercy, and whether because of luck or because the cleric's prayers were answered, a sudden ion storm swept through the area, and the infinite tomorrow crashed into a moon.
Any reports on salvage or mysteries, or is it just all folk tales at this point and no one's really checked into it since then?
It happened near the Aviara Holy Land, so
A little ways out then.
yeah.
In, I guess.
Nobody in this particular area has really necessarily looked into it all that much.
Okay. Good to know. I'll download some maps on that and any other information I can, and also any other information I can about the demon lords of the undead, or whatever they were, that were somehow affiliated with Sergal, because I have a bad feeling about that.
All right.
Okay.
What is everybody else doing?
Why do I get the feeling the Demon Lords of the Undead is not the name of a chess club?
Or they play a really mean round of chess.
I mean, yeah, it could they could still have a chess club if they wanted them, but you know.
I totally think that would be a great chess club name.
It could be.
All right.
So, how much time is passing roughly as this all has been going on, and like since we went down to the planet?
Since you probably spent about a day or so on the planet. People are running their various errands. That'll probably take up a good part of the day today.
Yeah, Lasness and I will need to buckle down for a few on the engine thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The upgrading of the engine will take close to a week.
Well, the first thing that we have to resolve is our first playlist.
Firstly.
I ask this question because I have to do something when I hit
That's
day
right.
3.
Yes. Okay. Well, I suppose, Cole, you can cool your heels for another day or so. Well, we find out where Rek Marat is going. Unless there's anything else you'd like to do in the meantime.
Maybe visit someone.
No, he's waiting until 3 days have gone by before he calls her back.
That's the rule.
All right, Rek Marat and Narita.
So Rek Marat is going to head to the last place that he saw Sanav.
Okay. Last place you saw them was in um, the greenhouse square.
Uh-oh.
So you head back to the greenhouse, and you can indeed find them meditating near the artificial waterfall.
Oh, how performative. He's just gonna stand there and cast a shadow over her and wait for her to wait for them to acknowledge his presence.
They wait just long enough for it to get awkward before they look up at you. Yes.
We should probably go someplace private and discuss some druid business.
Very well. I have a room at the Clockwork Goat.
Have we been to the Clockwork Goat before?
No, we have not.
Oh.
Everybody was going to the hive of scum and villainy, not to the nice part of the station.
Classless.
So,
I mean, fair.
the Clockwork Goat has the dubious honor of being the oldest inn and tavern established on the Saltmaw station. Owned by Lance Keurig, a retired officer of the Lickshay garrison. It's got multiple stories, so there's sleeping quarters for rent on the upper floors, and then the tavern and restaurant on the main floor. It also has an in-house band, a trio of Vect bards who call themselves Arcane Batteries Not Included. And they're currently singing an ode to some eldritch horror known as Jolene.
Rick Moran's just going to pause for a moment. Just look around the place and just say, wow. Must be nice being the archdruid. Able to afford a excessive ambiance like this.
I suppose it does have its perks. You don't like it? You could go to the Spacers Guild instead.
No. This is rather serious business.
Very well. This way. And Senev will lead you to their room so you can converse without any prying ears, one would hope.
Right. Well, anyways, he's just going to take out the pouch and append the crystal onto the center of the table.
So you found it.
Part of it, maybe. I just needed confirmation.
It is what you think it is. And it would seem that my lead was not entirely inaccurate.
No. I mean, we only found it by dumb luck, I suppose. It was Swaggin were attempting to use this to open a portal.
Is that so?
Yeah, there was an aboleth involved as well.
Well, I don't think it would have had the effect the Sawagan were expecting. However, the aboleth might have had a better idea of what it was doing.
Yes, well, I don't think the aboleth is in the picture anymore, but
Just as well, they're rather power hungry and antisocial.
at any rate, what are we supposed to do with this?
I would suggest keeping it under lock and key. Perhaps in a lead box where it can't cause any unexpected upheaval in its surroundings.
Rekmar just starts poking in it randomly. I mean, does it just do that randomly, or does it require some sort of outside force or influence in order to activate it?
Supposedly, even a shard of the obelisk can spark evolution in anything it touches. This one seems rather tame.
Is it sentient?
Perhaps. Although, as a mere fragment of the whole, it tends to act more like what some sorcerers might refer to as wild magic surge. Can be chaotic.
But is it still linked to the original obelisk? Because perhaps there would be some way to use this as a tracker to find the actual
Perhaps.
obelisk.
One of my crew members seems to think that it is possible. She's gotten me this far. Perhaps if you were to become attuned to the shard, you would also become attuned to the whole.
I don't recall an attunement spell in our Welcome to the Circle of the Obelisk pamphlet.
No, it's not a spell. You merely, I say merely, but it can be easier said than done, but you would need to spend a period of time studying and communing with the artifact and acquainting yourself with its properties.
I don't
For
suppose
some
there's
things
some.
it takes an hour, for others it can take a lifetime.
Well, I'm typically overqualified for things that I pursue, so perhaps I shall give this a go myself.
I'm sure that with time and patience, we will sort it out. I always had a good feeling about you.
Well, I don't suppose you have a proper vessel for this.
I think I can. I think I can accommodate that. And Sanev goes into the nightstand and opens up the safe and pulls out a intricately carved wooden box that is lined with lead. It has an arcane lock, and I will tell you the command word. So only you can open it.
Cover your ears, Narita.
And they tell you the command word, and then once you know it, you can change the command word to a passcode of your choice.
Later on, Rekmara is going to change the password to open the labyrinth. I'm just going to twist that knife, Jim.
It's like every cyborg on the station just suddenly looks up every time that box gets opened. They don't know why. Freaking just go around with your labyrinth dangling open. That's just not proper.
Okay.
Unseemly going around with an open labyrinth.
Very well. He takes the box graciously and says, I'll keep you apprised of my progress.
Good luck. So, yeah, I was just about to say, I think this is probably a good break point.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, folks. We will go off on break and see if we can do a bit of technical healing. As you may have noticed, one of us is missing, so we're trying to figure that out. So we will be back. Maybe habada. No habada. They habada. Greetings, folks. Welcome to the break. I have Dylan here, Anarasis, to chat about various things that he's got going on. Hello.
Hi. It's been so long.
It's been so long. I know. It's like it's not as though we've been recording these in sequence. No. That's we couldn't possibly. That would be wrong.
Don't break the illusion.
Oh crap! Oh god! No, we are totally, absolutely in two boxes hovering over a neon landscape right now.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's how it works. But actually, the thing I want to talk about with you right now is the games that you have been producing and working on, various types of gamery and what have you. You have a few titles that I'm aware of. I'm aware of Spoken Magic. I'm aware of Become. Tell us, how did you get into the design of games, and tell us a little bit about those games.
I got into game design the same way I think a lot of tabletop game designers did, which is that I was playing Dungeons and Dragons and found it really lacking in some important areas for the kind of game that I wanted to play. But also I couldn't convince my players to play anything else. So I got into game design by hacking D&D, by making new classes, new races, new mechanics, that sort of stuff. And then somewhere around, I want to say back when I was like 16, I had an idea for an original game, like an original RPG system, and I started working on it with some friends, which quickly turned into just me working on it by myself. And I worked on that game for like 5 years or so until finally I realized like I had wrapped up so much emotion in this game and I wanted so badly for it to be good. But you know, the first thing that you do in a field is never good. Like really, it's always going to have problems with it. And so I knew that if I wanted to make this game, like make my baby, I had to put it away and work on some other stuff. And that's how Become started. It was my first project after putting that to the side. I was listening to, I remember I was at the grocery store listening to Adam Coble has a show that he does called, what is it? Heck, he has a GM and game design advice show.
Okay.
Office Hours. There we go. Where, you know, people send in questions and he answers them. And someone had asked, like, you know, what is it with mind control abilities that in D&D that people don't like? And he had a lot of really insightful things to say that I will not try to repeat. But in essence, like the thesis that I got from it is loss of agency sucks because character creation is hard and people put in a lot of investment, like a lot of personal investment into their characters. So that moment of I have lost control and something bad could happen to my character that I care about because of that is like creates some really, really visceral emotions for people. And I was walking down, I think the like snacks aisle of a Safeway, and I had this thought of like, well, what if your character didn't die when it died? Like, what if death wasn't an option? Then would loss of agency be less bad? Like, can we play if we cordon off mortality? Can we play in this region of agency? And that bursts this whole game of being a program and a machine.
Cool. Well, for folks who aren't familiar, could you tell us a little bit about what Become is about?
Yeah, so I touched on it a little bit. That was the mechanical kernel that got me to start chewing. But really, Become is setting wise, it's a tech noir investigation game. So if you think about sort of the setting of Tron, where you have like AI who are personified as characters that exist within a fully simulated environment, but then you just smash that together with the Maltese Falcon with this like noir, Art Deco, investigative tone, that's the setting for Become. But ultimately, while you explore mysteries and go through this digital environment and investigate other programs, really the mystery at the center of it and the investigation at the core of any game of Become is one of self-discovery. As you know, these AI start from a place where like a person wrote them and was like, this is who you are. But as you play, and more importantly, as you fail, you slowly begin to build your own principles, your own desires that shape who you are.
Very cool, and I mean that's also excellent that you're making failure a key part of it, because that's always something that, especially in modern games, that you hear needs to be a thing is failure must be interesting. And if it contributes to your character's growth, I think that's all the more so. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Spoken Magic.
Spoken Magic is secretly another game about self-discovery. So all of my games, I write, with the exception of a few that are just like, I wrote this to be silly. Like I wrote a nap LARP that fits inside of a single tweet, that I'm still pretty proud of. But that was just like me being silly. But all the games that I really sit down and take time to write out are made to like teach a thing, to get players to interact with an idea and get a better understanding of it. So while Become was sort of the formation of identity, Spoken Magic is a game where you go on a journey and you collaborate with the other players at the table to solve problems with magic. And then once you reach the end of your journey, you come back and you reflect on how that journey has changed you. But sort of the really small elevator pitch I like for Spoken Magic is it's The Hobbit, but everybody plays Gandalf. But but really, what's happening is at the beginning of the game tells you who you are, and then you play through and have these experiences with the other people at the table. And at the very end, the game asks you to define who you are, because I think so often that's what happens to people in real life is, you know, you are born and raised in a specific set of circumstances, and people will tell you who you are because of those circumstances. But it's our experiences and the moments that we share with other people around us that really shape that. And when you go long enough and exist in that space for long enough, eventually you get to decide who you are. And Spoken Magic really is a game about trying to experience that with other people.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's I think it's very cool that you're putting out games that let people sort of play in that realm, because that's it's kind of critical to the human condition, I would think. So
yeah, I'd like to think that I'm saying something useful with these games, but that's ultimately not for me to decide.
Very cool, though. Very cool. Do you have anything else going on game-wise that you'd want to mention?
Yeah, so the way that I design games is a little weird. I have a running document of probably 20 or so games that I'm working on, but I have one that I'm actively writing right now, and by the time anyone sees this, I suspect I will have the fully playtestable version of it out. It's a game called Letting Go, which is it's a loose hack of a game by my friend Summer called Knowing You, which is Knowing You is a question and answer storytelling game that has a really interesting format, but explores the end of a relationship through, like, you start at the end of the relationship and work your way backward. And with Letting Go, I wanted to take that same idea of having a game that exists purely in the space of somebody asking questions and someone answering them. But specifically, Letting Go is a game in which you explore someone's grief. You explore the grief of two people separating for whatever reason, whether it be moving apart, a breakup, a death, anything like that, and really diving into one player's grief, and figuring out what it looks like, but also getting to, hear those things that we never really get to hear in those situations, the responses, the things that the other person would want to say, and give players a moment, whether it's their coming up with characters for the game, or whether they had an NPC that they really cared about die in a campaign, or something like that they want to explore. Really getting an opportunity to have those conversations that in real life we never get to have.
That is very cool. That is really cool. Well, I very much look forward to seeing when that comes out. In the meantime, if folks want to find any of these games online, where should they go?
Become, as of recording, Become is not available publicly. But if you are interested in it, I can tell you without revealing too much that you should be following the Twitter at Heartheld Games, which is the official Twitter for my games publishing label, which Become is being published under. Spoken Magic is available on my itch.io, which is ANARISIS .itch.io, or .itch.io. And Letting Go will be up on itch eventually, but the first playtest version will be available for free on my Patreon, which is also an RSS, which is where all of my playtest notes for new games, but also I do a bunch of like homebrew stuff that goes up there every month. So yeah, that's where you can find those things.
Excellent, awesome. Well, go forth and seek those things out, or wait upon their release, and I think you shall not be disappointed. Thank you very much for coming and chatting with us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for asking to have me on and to have me talk about my games. It's nice. It's fun.
They deserve it. They absolutely do. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and throw things back over to probably myself, or to the moving break screen, whatever it is that I've got going on right now, as we're dashing around crazily in the background. But in the meantime, we will see you later. We have returned. And now, more things.
Now, more things. So, Rekmara, and did we fill in Narita on what you missed?
More or less.
Okay.
I covered my ears and missed stuff.
Rekmara and Narita leave the Clockwork Goat, and you notice on your way out that they're still singing about Jolene, and the current verse has gotten more and more disturbing, and you're not quite sure who or what Jolene is, except that you're afraid of her.
She's stealing our man?
No, well, at this point she's setting the earth and sky ablaze at the end of days.
How many
Far more intense.
How many verses did they add to that song?
About at least 4. She's got like burning wings and countless eyes.
Oh.
She could be a sun-going supernova. You're not sure.
Who knows with these things? Who can be truly certain?
So that happened, and you head back to the Space Ghost, and work continues on upgrading the engine. And Cole,
Oh, crap.
everybody, make sure you have had long rests and get all of your hit points and spells. And
This is a bad sign when you start saying we need all of this.
This is going to be dangerous.
Cole's about to embark on an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, no.
You never know what will happen.
I mean,
I'm
I
waiting for the
certainly don't.
emotional zip line.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I have to
Maybe.
take this phone
There-
call. I'm sorry.
It might be one of those.
Okay.
We.
Questions? Comments?
How much did we get for? Did we end up splitting up?
We spent that. No.
While I was gone, it all got spent.
In theory,
It's a good chunk of it. There's
If
probably
we-
a little bit to split up.
if we got 20 grand and one of those, and we split it 6 ways, and the one share goes to the ship,
Yeah.
then we each get 33.
But then we are working on upgrades.
That I wasn't as clear on as to how
What-
that's going to work and how we're going to contribute and who's going to contribute and all that.
Yeah. How much
Okay.
of the upgrades are we looking at?
So the ship got 33. Fritz is throwing their 33 into that and, leaning into it with some elbow grease, and is probably going to either beg, borrow, steal, bribe, and or trick Elasmus out of her 33. So that's gotten us to almost 10, right around 10K. And we only need like 12.5 or so to get the full upgrade. So there's probably some finagling that can be done. And I know Lasness is going to be very sad when I tell her that I took all her money.
We could probably all put in a little extra.
Yeah, I mean,
upgrade
it's-
the
yeah,
ship.
just
Yeah,
let us
not
know
take
kind of
all
what
of
it is you
Lazarus's
wanna
money.
do.
It's so much fun to take all of Lasness's money.
Speak of the paladin.
Speak of the paladin. We'll wait for the paladin to plug in and we'll tell her what we've done to her.
Well,
I heard something about taking my money.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
what are you trying to do? And then this will help us figure out, how much
Need
we wish to
12,005.
contribute. Right,
Need
12,005 is the cost of what?
The cost of the parts for the engine upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're upgrading the engine. Remind me from what to what?
From a class 1 to a class 2
Okay.
dark matter drive.
And the class 2, the purpose of having the class 2 is to go
So
faster.
You can go faster. You can travel farther when you make your void jumps.
Okay. All right. Roughly.
So now, instead of being able to travel only 800 light years per jump, you can now travel 1,300 light years per jump.
Okay.
Makes us a little less dependent on having to stay right near the maws in order to do anything at speed.
Yes.
And roughly, is there like a thing that tells me for? And I mean, I don't really need to get too specific here. I'm just curious what that is like if I'm looking at the map of the galaxy.
The map of the galaxy. Okay.
Did they say how much one of these hexagons is, or is
Yes. Each hex is 5,000 light years.
So we can get about a third of a way through one.
Okay.
In a jump.
All right. Instead of half. Okay. No, that's a good. That way we can make that work. So yeah, if we basically put the whole of the ship's share toward that, and then we just also, I mean, we just basically we take off the 12,005 and then split the rest 5 ways. Does that sound reasonable?
Yep.
Okay. Here. So that's 7,500. Yeah, so 1,500 apiece is what we'd all each end up with. I'm cool with that.
Same.
Okay. So Fritz and Lasness and Epsilon have the upgrades well in hand. The third cycle of 24-hour period has passed.
Oh no. Okay.
It is time.
It is time. Okay.
Or not.
I know he's
I'm not the boss of you. I'm just the station master.
This is true, but no, it's the rule I have to call. I'm trying to figure out based on what's happened. So let me see. Let me tackle this here. So let's see. Based on what's happened in the last few days, including having to go and get the tree branch and then nearly being killed by void monsters, or rather, well, nearly being killed by being chased by void monsters, nearly being killed by the tree. It's like that was a sufficient amount of ridiculousness that I think that he'd be ready to he'd be ready to try to call her and see if she wants to go out again, basically. If there's still, I don't know how much time we have before we have to take off again, but if we have time, then just going to call and ask if she wants to go out again.
That's up to you and the crew.
Yeah.
You haven't arranged your next job yet.
That's true. We probably need to do that very soon. It's probably like a thing that I should have been working on. Because that would probably be helpful. But I mean, we're spending some downtime to fix the ship to upgrade the ship, so that's
you probably got a couple days.
So there needs to be a little time, so. But yeah, so I mean, while all that's going on, I'm also gonna call Lee and see if she wants to continue our association. I don't know exactly how the climbing wall evening ended, but I'm assuming that there was. I'm assuming it was basically ended not long after falling off the wall.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it ended badly.
No, probably not. Probably not. Okay.
But it also doesn't seem like Cole was particularly wanting to linger, because things were getting rather emotional.
They were.
So.
Okay. You shall place the call.
No.
Hey, stranger. How you doing?
Doing okay, and we're back in. We've been back in port a little bit. We're getting some. We didn't actually go very far, but stuff happened. I can tell. I've got some stuff I can probably tell you. I was wondering if you wanted to get a drink or something, and
Sure.
Talk about it. Yeah. You free? You free later tonight?
Yeah. Free. Where do you want to meet?
Folks keep telling me that apparently there's this bar that they think is better than the one that we go to.
There's a lot of bars.
This is true, but I know apparently I don't think I've ever been to the I don't know if I've ever been in there very long. this clockwork goat place.
Oh.
But I was wondering if you'd
Can't
be interested in
imagine
checking it out.
why you wouldn't want to hang out at the cop bar.
Yeah, there's that. I don't know. Gets kind of weird. Hey, is the clockwork goat a cop bar?
It's owned by a retired Lickshire Garrison officer.
Oh, that's why I wouldn't.
Yes, it is often frequented by security, etc.
That's why I don't go there. Okay.
That's why you don't go there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that would explain. That's right. So I mean, yeah, that's. I mean, so like, if you really wanted to, we could. But I was.
We can.
I was thinking about going into just.
You might get heckled by my crewmates. We could go to the tractor beam if you want to avoid the usual crowd.
Have I ever been to the tractor beam?
Have you ever been to the tractor beam?
I don't think I've ever been to the tractor beam. That sounds new. The tractor beam, is that new or has that been around for a while?
It's probably newer than the clockwork goat, that's for sure. It's probably also newer than the empty night. It is built out of the hulls and bulkheads of about a half a dozen decommissioned spaceships. It's got all kinds of spacer memorabilia inside, and the shrimp cocktail is an actual cocktail made of space shrimp for some reason. And there's also a spirit made from lobster meat and potatoes called claw wine.
Yeah, we can try the tractor. I don't think I've ever actually been to the tractor beam. I keep meaning to.
Sure. I'll
Wanna
meet
give
you
it a
there.
shot? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll meet you there.
Well, if Narita can somehow figure out a way to surreptitiously make her way there, perhaps she can.
Rita's got no stealth. Just show up and slap the bar and stare at them.
She'll sneak in the back with the cook crew, and when they order one of those weird shrimp dishes, she'll bring it out to them.
Wearing her life suit, not looking like she's doing anything wrong.
Do I know anything, after whatever amount of conversation we've had, do I know anything that Lee likes as far as just, I don't know, things?
You don't know things. Let me look at my note cards.
He's hunting for present ideas.
Well, yeah, that's part of it, yeah.
You probably know that when she has planetary leave, she likes to take out a little thing called a drive disc.
Drive disc. Is a drive disc a... What is a drive disc?
Well, it's not a disk drive. It is a... It is a foot-wide disc with handles, and you use it to generate a speed cycle.
Okay. Okay, so it's sort of like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a speeder bike.
Speeder bike. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically a steering wheel. Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Okay. I know what I will give her then. I just have to come up with a name of somebody really quickly. And
Also, you
Yeah.
you may have noticed that from the hilt of her her Oni armor, the sword that goes with it,
mhm.
she's got a charm that has a pair of prehistoric penguin figurines on it.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. That is good to know. So,
Call back
Hmm.
to Pratt's Folly.
oh yeah. So, okay. The penguins were symbols of Pratt's Folly, or she just likes penguins.
She just likes penguins.
Okay, no, that's cool. It's good to distinguish properly here. You know, context.
In this
is good.
case, in this universe, she just likes penguins.
Okay, that's right. Oh crap, that's right. Pratt's Folly. God damn it! I keep forgetting about that game. I just need to. I just need to go back and watch those videos. I just need to go back and watch those videos, and then I'll have a better handle on it. Okay. Yeah, no. So I'm going to be bringing with me a little box, and the box is going to have a pair of gloves in it that are very specific, and I'll get to the description as soon as I can create it properly. But yeah, I'm gonna show up. On time, hopefully. And let me see.
Should we roll for initiative to see who gets there first?
Should we? Is that how this works? Let's see. I got a total of 18.
I have another phone call. I'm sorry.
Okay.
$16.
Okay. And so Cole does not clean up well, but he has changed his shirt,
Okay.
so he's trying to look at least slightly.
This one's a slightly darker black.
Yes, it's a slightly darker black, and I think he might have actually considered getting his coat cleaned, possibly, but it just depends on if he knows somebody.
I imagine there's somebody that can do that on the station.
Yeah.
Not
I mean, hell, it's a cantrip, so.
Yeah.
Ted came by with his little towels and wiped it.
Oh, great! Yeah. Have to check shoelaces, make sure they're not tied together. All right. So I'll show up. I guess I'll do the thing that you're supposed to do, which I guess is wait outside. And,
Okay. Lee arrives. She's also wearing just a plain black long sleeve t-shirt, cargo pants. It's not uniform, but she's not really dressing up either.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, and so, hey, yeah, I didn't realize this place was made up of so many ships.
Well, salvage business is good. So, waste not, want not, I reckon.
I guess so. So we have to think about the next bit. And I guess, sort of the thing, we'll go in, we'll, just drink a bit and just sort of, ask her what she's been doing, the sort of thing.
Oh, well, my detail was called to roust a pirate ship nearby from
Oh, yeah?
the asteroid Abbey.
Asteroid Abbey.
Yeah, the old abandoned research hospital.
Huh.
They got stranded during the Rift Wars.
Oh, jeez.
And so stuck on the Lexay side, the Terrans lost their funding and sort of dispersed, supposedly. There's a few holdouts. But it's been sort of disputed territory. The Miners Guild want to plummet for resources and ice and minerals, and the Spacers Guild want to put a way station.
Huh.
If you ask me, why not both? But whatever.
That makes sense. You'd think they'd be able to work that out. It's not like those two things are mutually exclusive.
Right. That's not my circus. No.
Yeah. What happened? There was like an altercation or something?
The just when the guilds were starting to cooperate, they tried every time they tried to put down, they not only have they been having skirmishes with pirates who also want to claim that blasted rock, but they apparently ran into a horde of undead.
Huh. Really?
Yeah.
We had, no, I'm just saying, we ran into a few undead on a thing we just did down planet side.
Don't say.
Yeah. They're, kind of the kind, the kind the void gets in,
Yeah. Drowned Forest or Dreadwood?
No, I don't know if I even remember which one we were in at this point. I think we were in the
Drowned Forest.
Drowned Forest? Yeah, okay. Drowned Forest.
Yeah.
And there's that woodworker Kankelston?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
her.
We took a commission. She paid really well for us to get a branch for her. But wasn't that easy?
whatever she paid you, you should have asked for more.
I kind of got that impression after we got paid. She was just immediately ready to hand it over. And I mean, this is enough that we're able to upgrade the engine, which is kind of what we're doing right now.
Good.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, that it was. There's this this guy that had been hanging from the tree is, you know, apparently decided to continue moving again after we cut him down.
Husks.
And yeah,
They do that.
also attracted a couple of void demons.
That's new.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the heck's going on with that, but they met some. We met a guy down there who helped us out a bit and kind of was, talking about a possible connection that whole thing has to that to one of those pirate stories going around about was it Sergal?
Really?
Yeah,
He's supposed to be dead.
that's what I said. But no, apparently there's a group of sort of his cult kind of that are dedicated to Sergal, so it's probably still dead, but probably. But apparently they had to deal with the void demons showing up and all that, and so that's was sad. It's a bit more than we'd anticipated was going to happen when we went to cut a branch off a tree. Oh, and the vines tried to kill us. That too.
Assassin vines. And you didn't think you were going to need any backup.
Well, I mean,
You survived. That's
figured.
what made us.
It's hard, It's hard kind of trying to... It's hard trying to kind of shift, But, I mean...
Tell me about it.
Yeah. They've been treating you okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I've got something for you. I picked up. It's the thing that had been laying around. I've had it and just been keeping it in this place in my apartment for a little while, and I realized it's been about, I don't want to call it like 10, 12 years, something like that but I should explain. I just take out the box, and I set it down.
She'll open it.
Yeah. So you see this pair of they're like it's not necessarily driving gloves or flying gloves. So they've got like the sort of the fingers cut off and the sort of the holes in it for maximum whatever amount of wind resistance you need when you are gripping a thing with these gloves. Yeah, those used to belong to a friend of mine. His Dolathir Brightmail. Had surgeon's hands actually, practically, but and he was our ran the ambulances for a while outside of Asteroid 10. We used to, we had this kind of ritual that we would do. after sort of we had a kind of, after a major any kind of major thing would go down where we had to go out and do an extra patrol to try to help with this fallout after after military action.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure that, and you know what that's like sometimes. Well, from the other side probably, but
I know.
Anyway. So we had this ritual that we would go. We kind of do this sky sailing route that he had. We would it was kind of a race, but he would almost always win. The times that I won, he was letting me win. I'm pretty damn sure. So there was a point where the last time we did it, I was getting transferred, and so it's because I had this was back when they needed to kind of hire me out a couple different divisions. When whenever you do homicide for a while, but vice comes calling.
Sure.
And he kind of was, I don't know, it was one of those things where he was very, I didn't see, notice there was any issues or anything, but he kind of, he's kind of very, he was always very, very helpful, just sort of as far as just giving, as someone I could actually talk to, and there when we were doing the sailing, it was actually like, it was dangerous as hell, but that was the only place that it was like, okay, this is completely safe, if you take my meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the last time we did it, after we did we had our last sort of race, he gave me those. And so he said kind of, he treated it as like a going away present, but I knew that there was something wrong. And he just said that it's important to hold on to what's good now. And I thought it was kind of nuts that he was, I didn't want to take them from him because they're very much his gig, and they were like a part of him, right? And
Yeah,
but he insisted. And it was like about a week after I transferred, I found out that he had passed away. I think he knew it was coming. The old guy but it's the thing is that he passed away on call. He was on, he was running ambulance. But thing is that I realized recently that is the thing that I need to remember again, and you've kind of helped to remind me of that. to hold on to what's good now.
I think I know what you mean.
Also, bonus, I think they're about your size.
I think I can put these to good use.
Yeah. And anything else kind of is sort of as this sort of progressing a little bit, I'll sort of say, I know that we're probably there's some things where we're going to be, some of us are, you know, it's when they get the ship fixed, they're, you know, we're probably going to be starting to go a little further out, but I'm going to insist that we keep coming back. Because we're not gonna go too far, I don't think.
It's a good to have a home base.
Yeah. So I was wondering if I know what's that place where you like to do the, you know, do your drive disking?
You just take the main road out of Fort Brackish and past Burl and keep driving until you run out of road.
I think it would be, you know, so once we've got a little bit we've got to probably go off on, but when we come back, I was thinking about if you'd like, I'd kind of like to see that.
Sure. I look forward to it.
Would you be good with that? And I will do this thing where I will kind of, I feel I might have my hand kind of on hers if she's okay with that.
Uh-huh.
And is she responding well?
Yes, I would say she is.
So I'm just going to be sort of pause for a second, and it'll be one of those, so a pause happens, but it's not, I'm hoping it's not an awkward pause.
Okay.
I'm just going to look at her. And if the feeling is right for this, and she seems amenable to it, I kind of do the thing of leaning in a little bit. If we get close enough, and assuming that sort of the electricity thing is happening, and she permits it, Cole will lean in and kiss her.
And she will reciprocate.
Love wins.
And I think that's a good place to wrap.
Well, thank you for indulging me on that. I appreciate the...
You're welcome.
It's a happy place to end rather than a cliffhanger of being trapped by an undead tree.
Right.
It's a different...
I was going to say there all the analogies could spread from that, and I just stopped.
Yeah, I know. It's,
right
it's a different
there,
kind of battle altogether.
Yep. Yep.
Happened very simply. Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you very much. This was a lot of fun. And if, I hope everyone was patient with with this strange the strange obsession I have with doing relationships in games. But we're going to go ahead then, and as we've come to the end of this session, we shall go around and do our outros. And folks can tell me, folks can tell us. Feel free to tell folks where to find you, and any final thoughts you had about this session, favorite moments, etc. And we will, as always, start with Alyssa.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and thank you all for playing. My favorite moments include watching everybody's faces when I bring back an overlooked plot hook and a significant item that we forgot to identify. And I always enjoy playing Lee, so that's fun. And also having Ted do tricks. So, and it was it's fun to have a little downtime. So I'm excited to see where the party goes next. So you can find me tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern on Encounter Roleplay for The Wall, where I play a wildling healer named Runa, and I am currently leading our clan on a hunt for a walrus heart.
Whoa.
So that'll be interesting. And then again next Sunday for more of this.
Yay. Awesome, excellent. Let's continue going around to Mem.
Hey, I'm Mem. My computer died partway through. That was probably my least favorite part. But I guess we were. Wait, did we had a stream where things went well last time, so I guess we were due for something to not go well. But favorite parts of tonight's stream, of course, the love blossoming. Finally got that kiss we've all been waiting for. We've been waiting with you, buddy Cole. We've been waiting with you. Also, Ted showing up and being Ted. All right. You'll find me mostly kind of here. I thought I was going to start streaming again this week, but my computer had other plans, so maybe I won't. But I'll be here next Sunday.
Awesome. And now over to May.
Hi everybody, my name's May, and as I asked in the chat before, what is real? How do you define real? I define real as me showing up on Sundays here because I pretty much don't exist anywhere else on the internet. I had a lot of fun tonight, and I think my favorite part was watching everybody pass the buck with that purple crystal. That was awesome. We're a great group.
That was very good. And Cazimi.
Hi, Cazimi. Tonight, honestly, I am waiting to see exactly how much trouble Ted is going to get Fritz into by running all over the ship or doing some ridiculous thing when Fritz thought that they had that tag on Rekmara. So there are shenanigans to be had, and I just know that something is going to come of that because Ted always seems to end up in the middle of these things somehow. You can find me here on Sundays. This is where I hang out, and I will see you all then.
Yay! Awesome. And now over to Anino.
going, everyone? My name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Yeah, I completely didn't expect that Void Crystal to be a sliver of the obelisk. But I also liked our debate on how to negotiate payment for our mission, as well as how we ended up splitting it up and deciding on what we will do with it. Anyways, let's see. As far as streams go, upcoming, I will be on Welcome to the Party channel tomorrow for a one-shot called Queer Heist Crew, where I am going to be playing a noir muscle man by the name of Maxim. So stay tuned for that. And then on Thursday, we're back again for the most dangerous of games, the the Sprawl, in which we will deal with the aftermath of destroying the headquarters of a rather trigger-happy group. So tune in for that because we are also taking our time in that campaign to raise money for the Bail Project. Actually, you can probably throw that link down in here. Yeah. Just a brief overview on what the Bail Project is basically it's a national nonprofit organization where your donations go to a giant fund in which people who can't afford unjust bail are allowed to draw from that to cover their costs, and that money gets returned back to the bail fund when they respond to their court summons and do their thing. So you're helping a lot of people in a very unjust system. So any donations to that are very much appreciated. We've got a modest goal of $500, and we're kind of halfway there ish. So I think we've got at least 2 or 3 sessions left. So it's a lot of fun. We'll see where all the action leads us to.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. And also, while we're mentioning various charities, I was something I've also put in that I was sort of promoting earlier today that I think folks should check out is Campaign Zero, which is essentially it's dedicated to ending police violence. Basically, they do research and then they provide data and other sort of plans to people to try to then go and implement those plans to basically get some accountability going and to try to help improve things. So I've gone ahead and I've thrown that link in there as well. As for me, I had a great time tonight. I was trying to figure out how slow a burn to do with doing stuff with Lee, but I was trying to come up with sort of a good way to make it seem natural, and this was really nice. So I appreciate folks indulging me in that regard. And now it can get complicated. But anyway, I also really enjoyed. I think one of my favorite moments in the whole thing was the meeting that Rekmara had with the other druid, just to basically discovering it was in fact the piece of the obelisk that was a thing. That was a major thing. So that was very cool. But also, I just, as always, thanks to Jade Nebula for providing our artwork. There, yeah. Always point in the opposite direction from the way it is on your screen, Jim. That's how it works. Okay. It is excellent. But once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and some fiction and games I've been working on, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. On Monday nights, I am over on Salty Sweet Games, playing in their D&D campaign, Strange Invasion, Assault on the Barrier Peaks. On Tuesday night, this coming week, we are having the premiere of our June short campaign, Casketland. That is an occult western that is powered by the apocalypse, set in the end times. On Thursday afternoon, I'm going to be over on Encounter Roleplay, running a short campaign of Deadlands Noir, which I've titled Dreams of Dust. It is a sort of a Western noir sort of thing that I'm doing, set out in the Dust Bowl region, and with a traveling carnival. Thus far, it's been a lot of fun. On Thursday evening, of course, as previously reported, back on this channel, we have The Sprawl, cyberpunk game that is, again, powered by the apocalypse, where I'm playing a cyborg whose labyrinth was opened. So for anyone wondering who's watched till the end, that's what open the labyrinth means. We don't even fully know what it means, but it was some command that was issued to him and made people able to track him. So it tears at the heart, it does. That was yeah. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for bringing that pain back. Yeah, so that's happening. So we'll find out more about the labyrinth and other delightful things on Thursday night. Then on Saturday nights is typically when we have our Invisible Sun game here that I run, The Edge of Paradox. We're on a train. One day we will get off the train, perhaps sometime soon. We shall find out. And then Sunday afternoons, we do one-shots. The one-shot that's coming up next on Sunday will be Lords of Gossamer and Shadow. That is a game that is... it is diceless. It is descended from the Amber Diceless RPG. Some folks think of it as a spiritual successor to the game, and is basically about very powerful beings who can traverse realities. I am eager to give it a try. I'm hopefully going to be able to cram everything into my head the next week or so and get it down. Then, of course, 1 week from tonight, Sunday night, more of this, and. We shall see what we do with that improved engine. Very, very eager to see what happens. Sign-ups are currently technically still open for Lords of Gossamer and Shadow. I'm probably going to be closing those soon, within the next day or so, so I can start casting and figure out how that's going to go. For folks who want to sign up for anything, you can go down and click on RPG sign up, or go to jimyesthatjim.com and click on Game Sign Up. As always, beginners are welcome. So, when we hit the end card, what shall we do? I think I'm going to send a raid over to... Oh, wait. Yes, no, they're still going. Hunter's Entertainment is doing a game of Kids on Brooms. I believe they were doing something connected to charities earlier. That's for RenCon 2020, they say. So I figured we'd go over there and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you are so inclined and say hi to them with us. That, again, will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will see you next week. Farewell.